Hi, I'm Annette Pasternak, the Stop Skin Picking Coach, and today we're going to talk about caffeine. So caffeine and skin picking or other BFRBs, hair pulling, nail biting, things of that nature, compulsive, repetitive behaviors, and what are the effects of caffeine, and if we want to cut down, how do we do that? So the first, why do we like coffee and sometimes tea so much? Well, it's delicious and it's an addictive drug. That's partly why. It has these nice effects that we love. Some of the information I'll be sharing today is from a review article on caffeine withdrawal. And this is a paper from last year. It does talk about the nice effects of coffee, first of all, at low to moderate doses of caffeine, 20 to 200 milligrams. So here we're talking about anywhere from 1 cup of green tea to 1 cup of coffee. At those doses, we're likely to experience increased well-being, happiness, energy, alertness, and sociability. Whereas higher doses are more likely to produce anxiety, jitteriness, and an upset stomach. So some of those reasons are why we might want to, if we're above that threshold, we might want to cut down. So the first reason that caffeine affects skin picking or can increase skin picking is that it increases anxiety. When you have more anxiety, you're doing these behaviors more. Whether it's skin picking, hair pulling, nail biting, cheek chewing, blah, 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 all of them. So coffee for sure increases anxiety. So if you are someone who is affected by anxiety, is experiencing anxiety, the first thing I would suggest you do is cut down on the amount of caffeine you're drinking. So this of course includes your coffee, tea, energy drinks, all that kind of stuff. So anxiety increases these behaviors, but also these behaviors just increase from the caffeine. We get more fidgety and we get more of the scanning behavior where our hands are going all over the place. So whether maybe it's in your hair, maybe you're doing whatever you're doing, those little kinds of behaviors, those little automatic touching behaviors are going to go up with caffeine. And usually when you're touching and you find something, that's when the picking or pulling behaviors come in as well. So that's the second reason why if you're picking your skin or pulling your hair, you really might want to consider cutting down on caffeine and you'll see a reduction in those behaviors. Even if you're someone who, say, picks more in the mirror, if you find yourself taking inventory at another time and feeling the things that are then in your head to check out later, or maybe even right away, that's also a good sign that you might want to decrease your caffeine. The third negative effect that caffeine has on us that influences these behaviors is an energy one. So it may feel like it gives you a lot of energy straight away, but what happens is that it increases your blood sugar and then your body produces more insulin and it decreases the blood sugar like sharply. And so you will experience kind of a crash in energy, and overall with less caffeine, you're going to feel like you have more energy overall. Okay, not when you're just withdrawing from it, but after you have. So while caffeine seems like it gives you energy, it will wear off and you will be more tired. So I've noticed this time and again, when I decrease my caffeine intake, my energy actually goes up. My clients have experienced this as well. So if this is something you're struggling with, is like being tired all the time, you do want to reduce your caffeine. So you may very well see a nice decrease in your skin picking or related behaviors just from decreasing the amount of caffeine you're drinking. Now, we talked about that threshold, like nice effects from 20 to 200 milligrams. This is an overall research finding, and what I notice is that we people with BFRBs have more sensitive nervous systems. We're more affected generally by things like this. So even though you think, oh, it's just a cup of coffee that I have, or, you know, I used to drink like 2 mugs of black tea, but it's tea, it's not even coffee. It can still affect you. Maybe it affects you more than other people. So you might want to decrease your caffeine. However, the thing you do not want to do, don't go cold turkey, okay? Because caffeine withdrawal is no joke. It can be severe and debilitating. It lasts between 2 and 9 days. So you don't want to feel terrible for 9 days, including symptoms such as headache, fatigue, depressed mood, difficulty concentrating, irritability, fogginess, so not feeling clear-headed, can include muscle pain, decreased cognitive performance, so not being able to think as well, decreased motor activity, not being able to move as well, flu-like symptoms, and constipation, and also muscle stiffness and joint pains. In other words, you can feel like shit. And it's worse the more that you're drinking, but even in small doses, you can experience caffeine withdrawal. I have been trying to get off black tea. I used to drink 2 mugs of black tea, and you know, just like, I experienced too much fidgetiness with it, too much touching my skin, and like a little bit of picking my skin, and it's not good. And I also started getting dizzy. Like anytime I go from low to high, I'll get lightheaded. And I found that as I decreased the caffeine, this got better. And it's also not good for your hormones. Trying to cut back, some days I do well with like 2 mugs of green tea. I've gone to 1, but honestly, like when I try to go down to 1 cup of green tea, I've been struggling. Some days I'm like crabby and depressed, and I just end up having a mug of black tea. I love my PG Tips or Trader Joe's Irish Breakfast. Those are my 2 favorite black teas, and there's just nothing better. But if you have to, this is pretty good. People's Green Tea. I think this is the most delicious by Republic of Tea, and drink it from my little tea racks. Isn't he cute? Every once in a while I drink green tea from my badass coffee mug, because that's the kind of badass I am. Now you can cut down with coffee as well, not just the volume, although, you know, I've done that. If I drink coffee, it's from a small cup, not from one of these. But I could do like half a cup of half calf sometimes, or even that I found a lot actually. So I don't even drink this anymore, but if you are trying to cut down from coffee, this is a really good half caffeine coffee that they sell at Whole Foods. Maybe Amazon too. I'll look it up. If they sell it on Amazon, I'll link it below. And they make a decaf as well. That's really tasty. So these are good options, you know, if you want to cut down, just do it slowly. It's hard, you guys, I know. I sympathize. For those of you who struggle with depression, it's especially going to be a balance, because for sure cutting down on coffee is gonna like make you feel not so good as far as the depression goes. Coffee really does help bring you a better mood, make you more energized and happy and all that. So it really is kind of a balance between the depression on the one hand and the skin picking on the other. If you're interested in the effects of sugar on skin picking, I have a video on that as well. Good luck. What is your experience, either present or in the past, with caffeinated beverages, or with withdrawing or cutting down on them or removing them completely? Please share in the comments below, and let's have a conversation about this and support each other with knowledge and kind words. All right, thank you. Subscribe if you are interested in more videos on skin picking and related behaviors, and I will see you in the next video.